Beautiful hot day it is today. Well, we got to make sure we're connected to the internet here. Let me connect with my dial-up modem. Okay, we're almost there, folks. We're almost there with that handshake. That is a good handshake. Here we go. All right. Enough of that. Oh yeah, come on. Let's get the party going, folks. 5G mobile versus fixed wireless fiber. And it would behoove me to also talk about the flooding, the unprecedented flooding in New York City last week, and what's expected in Boston as well. Boston, Massachusetts is expecting some unprecedented flooding. And I'm going to go back to the old education piece here. Diversity is not the same as redundancy. What does that mean? Well, there's a great company out there. It's Natural Wireless. Actually, they've been around for more than 22 years, doing with their horse blinders on, doing fixed wireless fiber, diverse internet connectivity, dedicated up to 20 gigabits per second, symmetrical speeds. Amazing product. Listen, first and foremost, you all know what this is, right? This is a hotspot. Maybe your office has one. Maybe you sell these. Great. I'm sure you're making good money on it. But are you really? It's like $40 a month. How can you be making good money on it? How can an individual be pushing this type of service to a business? It doesn't make any sense. This is a best effort. This is like, it has the same reliability and quality as a coax connection. You may as well use your cell phone and turn on your personal hotspot. Because that's the same thing. This thing right here and this thing right here are identical. Why would you want to buy that thing? It doesn't make any sense to me. Or you want to go further and buy something that looks cute. This definitely looks cute. It's definitely sleek looking. Big carriers like Verizon sell this as 5G fixed wireless. Stop with the nonsense. This is not a fixed wireless connection. It's a 5G mobile connection, period. If it's sitting in your house, it's a 5G connection. It is impossible to drop ship real fixed wireless. Can you drop ship any of these pictures you see? You can't. You can't drop ship what you see on your screen. It's impossible. This is dual path, ultra low latency, dedicated interwebs. I like interwebs. Interwebs for businesses, for anyone that needs a guaranteed connection, and that is diverse, that doesn't rely on the last mile underground fiber optic. Fiber optic's great. But do you want to put your eggs in one basket? And do you think having 4 different fiber providers coming into your building gives you diversity? It does not. I don't care how you slice and dice it, whatever you convince yourself, it's not diversity. It is redundancy, pure and simple. Anything underground cannot be considered a diverse connection. It is a redundant connection. If we're all coming in underground, it's a redundant connection. Let me show you what I mean. Look, if you have a flood, look at that. This is an actual flood that happened in New York City last week. Do you think because you have diverse points of entry in your building, I have a diverse connection? No, you have a redundant connection. It's all coming underground. Don't fall for it. Don't think like it's the T1 ages. T1, you remember T1s? Look, T1s were wonderful when they came out. T3s were crazy. There you go. There's a T3. That's a T1 actually. Listen. Look, this is an actual flood picture from last week in New York. Do you think that anyone that lost internet and had multiple underground fiber connections were online? No, they were all down because all the lines were flooded and the switches and the routers underground got fried. Stop convincing yourself that redundancy is okay and it's okay to have a different point of entry in a building and that's considered diversity. That is not diversity, it's redundancy. And you're doing your clients and you're doing yourself a disfavor if you don't understand the difference. Please understand the difference. It's so important. Look, how can anything survive that? How can a router that's underground, how can a switch that has fiber underground survive that? It can't. It's impossible. But it can? Can survive that? I'll tell you what. what you see on your screen right here. This is all above ground. This is diversity in its truest form when it comes to connectivity. Dedicated internet connectivity. This is what diversity looks like. 5G mobile doesn't even come close to this. Look, you're going to do a speed test. You ever do a speed test? Go download speedtest.net on your phone. Android, Apple, do a speed test. You're going to get maybe 200 meg download and 10 meg upload, maybe 20 meg upload and 800 meg download on a 5G connection. And that's random, shoot from the hip, could change at any time. That is not what a business needs to operate on. A business needs to operate with a dedicated connection that is truly diverse from the last mile underground. Please don't be that person that says, "Oh, I'm going to get a 5G fixed wireless connection for our office, and we're going to put it into our MDF room that's located in the basement of a 40-story high-rise building." Well, first and foremost, you're going to have no signal down there. Plain and simple. Or what you're going to have is you're going to have a signal, but it's going to be fed because you have a DAS in the building, a distributed antenna system. And guess what? If there's a flood underground and all that infrastructure gets flooded and fried, do you think the DAS is going to work? No, the DAS is not going to work because the DAS has a head end in the basement that's tapping into the connectivity coming in from underground. You have to understand how all this technology works. Fixed wireless fiber has to be coming from the roof. If you want a diverse connection, think fixed wireless fiber. Fixed wireless fiber is the primary connection. Don't think it's a backup connection. Who has a cold backup connection? Who would want to waste money on a cold backup? Cold backup connections, use your fiber optic for a cold backup if you want. Use fixed wireless fiber as the primary connection. It has service level agreement, and just like your traditional dedicated connections, it is tremendously fast. It is tremendously awesome. Look, you don't want to have that, there's a flood in my building and I didn't call Natural Wireless. That's your heart pounding because you know someone's going to call and freak out at you asking why there's not a diverse internet connection, not 5G mobile, because that's for your house. That's for your house. If you want a 5G mobile connection, go turn your cell phone on. Turn on your personal hotspot, and there you go. That is your office connections. Don't waste your money. Don't waste money on that stuff. Look, you want to hear something cool? Look at this. This is what other carriers sell as fixed wireless. This is not fixed wireless. That's actually a Samsung network extender attached to the window. I don't even know how it's attached to the window. It's probably glued to this in this picture, but it's not truly fixed wireless. This is a 5G mobile connection connecting to a nearby tower. What happens if too many people hit a tower, meaning too many people connect to a tower? The reliability and the performance goes down the tubes. It's like, when you have a hose and you turn the hose on, you're pushing the hose, the water's flowing out. And then what happens when you break the hose and you turn it and you cut it? You have like a kink in it. It stops. The same thing's going to happen with a 5G mobile connection. When more people hit it because the underground infrastructure went out, it's not going to work. You got to understand, you got to know the right tool to use for the right job. And that, what you see on your screen, it's for your house. Don't ever use that for your business. Please, 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 please. Check this out. Look, this is flooding. This is flooding 101. I'm going to go back. To the way I started. Diversity means a diverse internet connection. Let me be clear. A diverse internet connection should come from the rooftop and go purely back to hardened data centers over fixed wireless. It shouldn't touch any of the underground last mile infrastructure. If it does, it's a hybrid connection and you're using some other type of internet service provider that is doing you a disservice, and they don't have a big enough network to truly give you the diversity you're buying. What's going to happen is that hybrid operator you work with, when there's a fiber outage, guess what? Their fixed wireless is going to go down too. And then you scratch your head and be like, Why is my fixed wireless down and my fiber down? Well, that happens because those other types of fixed wireless operators simply connect your building to a nearby building that has fiber and relay that across over fixed wireless. That is, I'm not going to use any choice words, but that's just not what you paid for, period. And companies like that might win business, but down the line, those customers are going to jump ship really fast as soon as they realize they were bamboozled. And, what is the old real estate term? Oh, the bait and switch. Yeah, they got the old bait and switch. Hello. Yeah, they'll be pretty pissed when they find out when there's an outage that their quote unquote fixed wireless from that other operator went down too. So just understand the difference. Be aware. Just be aware that you want real fixed wireless. You want 20 gigabits per second, 10 gigabits per second, ultra low latency. This is what it's going to look like. This great company is going to, Natural Wireless, this great company is going to come on site, drop an install plan, and install this on the top of the building. This is what it looks like. This is not new. This works. This is tried, tested, and proven. There's a great guy out there, David Theodore. He's tremendously advocating for fixed wireless. He hates that I say fixed wireless fiber. I say that because it helps people understand that it has the same reliability and qualities as your traditional underground connectivity, but it's diverse and it's above ground. Look, be smart, be educated. Be smart and be educated. I don't know what more to give up than that. It's important. Always be educated. Never stop learning. I gotta stop the music for a second. Connectivity is not only cool, but connectivity is the antithesis of exceptional, is the antithesis of, I don't even know. Connectivity is what everything rides on, okay? Let me make it simple. Without a connectivity, without a dedicated, good quality internet connection, every single application you use in your office, in your environment, is not going to work. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is get a phenomenally rock solid network connection. Call Natural Wireless. Get their fixed wireless fiber. Stop. Don't even think, oh, I have a fiber connection from this company. It's so cheap. It's so good. Well, ask yourself, why is that so cheap? The old saying, you get what you pay for. Connectivity was never not cool. Connectivity is what links all of us together. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be connected all the time, but it is what it is. And without a rock solid connection, you ain't got jack. So start with a rock solid connection. And if you have 2 fiber optic connections, if you have 4 fiber connections for a place, ditch 3 of them. Get fixed wireless fiber. Complete your network stack. Get that rock solid. You don't want to have those heartbeats. That's something going on. That's something wrong, people. You don't want that. I'm going to end it with connectivity is epic. Epic. You know what it's time for? It's time to go sell something. Stop.